All right, sports fans, welcome back to another episode of Pez's Picks. I'm Jeff Hartman, joined by the man with the picks, Pez himself. Pez, the championship weekend's done. Football is almost finished. It's so depressing. How's it going?
Jeff, I know you're agreeing with me on this too. This is the worst playoffs in Super Bowl we've had. I can't even remember the last time.
It's been
Does
bad.
anybody care about Seattle and this New England team? I don't know. Maybe they do in Seattle. Nice place. I've been there. Very grungy. But these games, are they good, Jeff? Did the league, NBA, the NFL, all these games are coming down to the last 2 minutes. And to me, it doesn't seem authentic. Maybe I'm off a little bit. Maybe I'm still pissed off the Philadelphia Eagles went down. Maybe I'm angry about that, Jeff. But 10-7, New England beats Denver. Dud of a game. 31-27, Seattle wins. The game was okay, but I don't know what's going on here, Jeff. I don't think the NFL had a good year. I think the whole Belichick Hall of Fame vote, I mean, that's an atrocity. This guy, come on. Whether you like him or not, the guy should be in there. We've got the Steelers hiring McCarthy, who I detest, Jeff. There's no world Mike Tomlin isn't a light year ahead of McCarthy. I don't even get me started, Jeff. I like the Steelers, you know that, and now today I find out that the Browns are hiring Todd Monken, who couldn't win with the greatest running quarterback ever, Lamar. What's he going to win with Shador? But what's going on with this league, Jeff? What the hell is going on? I'll give him 1 year, Jeff. I'll give him 1 year. But the league let me down. I hope the Super Bowl's great. But I'm bitter. Maybe it's the cold, Jeff. It's so freaking cold. Who the hell can... I love the cold, but it's ridiculously cold. In New Jersey, you shouldn't feel like you're in Vermont. Something's going on here, Jeff. We need to work on this. We need some heat. Thank God we've got some snow out there to keep me going. If it's cold, it better be snow on the ground. That's my opinion, Jeff.
Well, I want to go back to the games this past week. I agree. The AFC Championship game was just not entertaining. It was boring. It was dull. The weather didn't help, all that stuff. You have Jared Stidham quarterbacking a team in the AFC Championship game. That's just not going to equate to ratings. But I'm going to disagree with that second game. That was a fun football game. There were points. It was the complete antithesis of the first game, the complete opposite, 180, which turned it all the way around. It was great. I love that NFC Championship game. I thought it was fun.
No points in the fourth quarter. I mean, it just tells you there's flawed teams in this playoffs that are doing well. When you're not scoring in the fourth quarter in the the semifinals, basically we're looking at here the conference championship. What the hell? You can't put a point up in the fourth quarter, and New England. How many field goals they missed, Jeff? I mean, that ridiculous amount for us to get screwed on the cover on that situation, which is probably why we're pissed. Should be 2-0. We did call Seattle, which I think that game was not as close as it seemed, Jeff. I think Seattle, and we're going to be talking about this guy later in our top five. Sam Darnold, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. This guy, what a year, right? What a year he's had. I mean, he's thrown some picks, but in big games he showed up. I don't. Is he good or is the league bad? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know. I don't know if the rule changes have enabled bad teams to kind of squeak through here a little bit. New England, not the, great coach. I love the guy, Vrabel. I don't know if that quarterback's too good. They don't really have many weapons, and they're in the big show. So I don't know. Weird year, Jeff. Very weird NFL year.
It was. I'll give you that. Now, I'll also agree that the playoffs were very underwhelming, especially on the AFC side of things. When you think about no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. I mean, who in their right mind, if you would have said to any NFL fan, this upcoming season, you're not going to have those 3 AFC quarterbacks even represented in the playoffs, they would have looked at you like you were insane. And yet, here we are.
You've got Drake May who put up 86 yards throwing, Jeff, to win the conference. I mean, that's a bad high school line. He got outplayed by Stidham, 133 yards. A guy had a nice ball in the touchdown. It got to the point Vrabel knew that they could have moved the ball.
Yeah.
So they pretty much forfeited that second half, which in the gambling world, that pisses us off, Jeff. You got to try to score points. And what did they miss? 2 field goals in the second half. That's unacceptable in the playoffs. Neither of them should be in the Super Bowl, Jeff. Let's put Rams-Seattle rematch. That would be the game. That would be a good game. Let's eliminate New England, Denver. They do these kind of things in the soccer world somehow, sometimes. But But Rams, Seattle, I kind of thought the Rams a little bit of Fugazi all year. Great offense. I don't think that defense was ever any good, and I think they were a little bit overrated. And it came to show. Well, we're at this again. Every Super Bowl tends to be won by the team with the best defense, and right now it looks like Seattle's defense is the best. New England's defense has been lights out too. So we'll see. Not positive on the game. Currently, that line's at 4.5. That's a tough line in the gambling world. That's two scores. You could see this being a 3-point game. Then again, I could see either team blowing the other team out. So we're going to really have to punch the numbers and take a look at this. Will Seattle only having one running back? Is that going to limit them a little bit against New England, who stuffs the run? But then again, Walker's great. So we'll have to wait and see, Jeff. There's a lot to punch over the next 12 days or so.
We have a lot of time. So you said that line's 4.5.
Sitting at 4.5.
Has it shifted at all? Either way, or has it stayed at 4.5?
Well, I believe it opened at 4.5, and I don't think it's moved a muscle here. Yep, 4.5 open. Currently, you've got over 70% of the money coming in on Seattle. So I would imagine that line moves for New England a little bit. But in the gambling world, Boston, huge gambling town. I've got an associate, Jeff, who runs a sports book. It might not be totally legal, but his management is out of Boston. So these guys, if you ever saw any of those dumb Ben Affleck, Matt Damon movies, I think the mob still exists in Boston, Jeff. I think these Irish guys have a little thing going on. I think they run gambling up there. And, it's a lot easier to bet with a non-legal bookie because you're not putting the money up. You could call in $1,000 bet and not have $1,000. Where when I go to the ocean, we put a video out this week. We hit $50 on I believe the Lakers. It was. I had to put that $50 up. So when I go back to collect, I'll get $100. Where if I called a bookie, hey, give me $1,000 on the Lakers, I don't have to have that. They don't go, do you have that money? Now, if I lose, I do have to figure out how to get that money. But that's something gamblers don't think about till Wednesday or Thursday when they're paying. Then you maybe go on credit, whatever it may be. But Boston, I suspect, is going to have a ton of money coming in on New England. Portnoy is going to drop. Who knows? This guy might drop $10 million. Will Dave Portnoy get in the game, Jeff? This is a big thing. I don't know if you know about this guy. He's been banned by the NFL.
Yes.
He was thrown out of the last Super Bowl. So he did sit with Robert Kraft in his box this year, but he was thrown out of the last Super Bowl. He was even in disguise. He claims he's mastered the dead fish. He's just going to go dead fish, which my brother always taught me. Playing dead is a great technique, and it's a very aggressive move and defensive at the same time. I think he probably throws $10 million, right? I mean, this guy's got a lot of cake. Could that shift the line? I think it could. And I think a smart gambler on New England, if you're taking New England, we got to wait. And if you're dead set taking Seattle, I think now is the time. I can't imagine that line going down. I think that line we could see maybe 5.5, but that's a lot of points for a Super Bowl. So we'll have to keep judging these numbers. The real gambling starts next week. Everyone's kind of waiting to see injury reports, stuff like that as well.
That's what I was going to say. The only way, in my opinion, that line will go shift towards Seattle is if there's an injury. If all of a sudden Sam Darnold, who did have an injury prior to the divisional round with his oblique, seemed to be fine. He threw for a crap ton of yards in the NFC Championship game even. That would be the only way. But I agree with you. If you're going Seattle, if you're like, I think Seattle's going to win, you want to get on this line soon because I think it is going to shift in New England's favor. With 70%, you said 70% of the money. What's the total on the game currently?
The total, and you were right, Jeff. I think you called Denver, New England, take the under. I think we talked about that last week. It was a good call. I was watching the game, wishing I would have done that. The current total, 45.5, hasn't moved. You got about 70% coming in on the over, which I don't know if I like that either.
I don't.
Money line, you're getting plus 193 on New England.
Nope.
I think if you're taking New England, 2-1, it's not bad odds. 70% of the money line's coming in on Seattle too. So early money Seattle, which was expected. But I don't know. I don't know if they're that much less of a team or more of a team than New England. I think New England, tough to bet against Vrabel. We're going to have to really punch these numbers. I don't like the game, but we're going to bet it, of course. What are we, not American? You have to bet the Super Bowl. I don't care who you are. You got to bet like 10 bets on the Super Bowl. That's it. This is all we have till we start talking totals in July and August. And that's fun too. I mean, that'll be good times. I wonder where we'll be this summer, Jeff. So We'll have to figure it out. I think last year or the year before we were in Arizona a lot doing
Yeah.
those. We did well. Maybe we'll have to hit the wife. We're gonna hit the road again for these season totals. She's on board, Jeff. Ready to travel on
There
board.
she is. Now, I will say this for anyone that's out there wondering, what are the official plays of Pez and Pez's picks? You're going to have to go to pezspicks.com, the website. It is a pay site, but just to remind everyone, we are just one game under 500 on the NFL for the year. Overall, we have a winning record with NCAA and NFL at 60, 47, and 1. So if you want to know all the picks, and we'll talk next week, that'll be the big Super Bowl preview podcast where we give you some of the prop plays, some of the fun gambling moments in the Super Bowl, whether it's what color Gatorade is going to be thrown on the coach or stuff like that.
Fantastic action, Jeff.
Yeah,
Fantastic. They eliminated the national anthem bet though,
as
because
they should.
people were recording it outside, and I did have an in a couple years ago from my man the Slingman. He said guaranteeing over. I don't know who it was, Gloria Stefan or somebody was belting out something for 5 minutes. Looking at this game though, offensive rankings, New England comes in third, up against the 6th ranked defense in Seattle. Seattle comes in offensively ranked 7th, up against the 8th ranked defense. So you could argue the data favors New England a little bit. You could make that argument, and Darnold has thrown up 14 picks. That's a lot of picks. So, about one a game, or maybe a little less than that. We'd have to really punch these numbers, Jeff. I don't know. Seattle looks good.
The eye test, and that's something that I've leaned on more and more as I watch more football, and as we've done this podcast. You talk about the eye test tells me that those stats might be skewed a little bit, and we'll talk about that next week for sure. But let's do this to wrap this up. The Super Bowl primer on a scale from 1 to 10. 10, you're just geeked out of your mind, which would have been last year's Super Bowl with the Eagles and the Chiefs, or 1 is good God, this is going to be awful. Where are you on the scale from excitement level for Super Bowl 60?
I look at the Super Bowl as a holiday, Jeff. It's one of the best holidays for me. I'm not a go to a party. I didn't go out for the Eagles Super Bowl. I stayed at home. I want to watch the game. It's a day where I don't even think you need to really drink a lot. I know a lot of people do, but it's an event, Jeff, that my family watches with me. The wife likes football, but they love the commercials. They still got great commercials. It's an event. Everybody can get around. We celebrate with some sort of nice meal. The game takes freaking forever. I like the halftime, Jeff. I love it. The greatest halftime ever was that throwback hip hop a couple of years ago. I don't know, two years ago maybe.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big Bunny guy. I'm willing to learn, though. He was really funny on Saturday Night Live, Jeff. So I'm willing to learn. Hope this guy's great. I love the whole show. So I'm a 10. Every year I'm a 10. Am I a little negative on it this year? Of course, because we're not there, and I think both these teams are kind of boring a little bit. But someone's going to become a Super Bowl champion. And you could argue in the last 20 years, Drake May and Sam Darnold, maybe two guys that are going to be on the bottom of the rankings of the last 20 Super Bowl winning champions, right? You've got Big Ben, you've had Tom Brady, Mahomes, even Jalen Hurts. I'm going to rank ahead of these guys at this point. Nick Foles even kind of falls in these guys kind of scenario, but maybe we're seeing a star board. Maybe Darnold, maybe May starts a legacy. Drake May virtually a rookie, so played a little bit the year before. It'd be a great story. I heard this guy talk. I know he was that big of a country boy. I don't know if we've had that big of a country boy win a Super Bowl. I can't remember the last big country boy. You hear Drake May, that dude could be on Dukes of Hazzard. I like that accent, Jeff. I think that's the kids say the Huz like that accent too. So I can't wait to hear this guy all week. I hope Sam Darnold has more of a personality. I don't know if I've ever heard him speak. So I'm pumped for the game. Everybody should be pumped for the game. I don't agree with, a lot of things Donald Trump says, but I think he wants to make it a holiday. We should have off, Jeff. We should have Monday off. The NFL, fantastic for the economy in our country. It's an American-created sport. We should have off the next day, but, I'll go to work, Jeff. I'll man up. We'll go to work.
There you go. All right, good stuff. I wanted you to plug some of your NBA. NBA is in the midst of their season, same with college basketball. You've been doing some NBA plays, and we've been giving away for free on Instagram and all of our social media handles, so check us out wherever you get your social media at Pez's Picks. We're 4-2 in the early stages of this. What are your thoughts on the NBA so far?
Not much has changed, Jeff, and we talked in the last couple of years about this. It's a situational thing. You used to be able to bet the NBA every day, almost like baseball. Not a good idea anymore. Guys take off, teams rest players, which is probably suitable, and I'm not bashing them for doing that, but But when you have the Philadelphia 76ers putting up 139 points last night against Milwaukee, that's tough to predict. 139 points used to be an unheard of number. We lost with Oklahoma last night. They were laying 14. They win by 9. And I think you have to pick your chances. A lot of injuries right now. Denver decimated with injuries. The Lakers have some injuries. We have some big names that are sitting out. Jimmy Butler's out, with Golden State. So a situational time, what you want to look for are opportunities where a great team, maybe coming off a bad loss, going home, generally going to put up good numbers, are going to play better. A lot of traveling in the NBA, and that's something else put in the equation. We follow teams on 1, 2, 3 days rest. You can follow against the spread numbers and all those things. And there are teams that dominate on, 1 day rest and aren't really well after 3 days rest. And New York Knicks looking like a team this year. Oklahoma City, and we're going to talk about this guy too. Shane Gilgeous-Alexander just keeps doing it. This guy, I could watch him all day. To me, he's a JV Michael Jordan. He has the same movements, the same body control, just a step slower. I think Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete I've ever seen. So I'm not downgrading SGA here, but that team, I don't know, going to be very difficult to beat. I think the Lakers possibly could test them, but they got to make a move. They're going to need a big man. They're going to need somebody athletic. You're not going to have Doncic, and you're not going to have LeBron running up and down with these guys. They're going to need a little bit more of a move. Maybe Denver comes back, but a good start to the season, Jeff. We'll take it 4-2. When you're winning in the NBA, that's good, and we'll keep having plays out when the situation's right.
And eventually, some of those picks will be premium picks at PezisPicks.com. We're ironing out the kinks right now as to what that's going to look like, but we'll have those as well. And obviously, the Olympics are coming up. We're going to have some of that. If there's hockey, Pez, if it's U.S. Canada, you have to have a pick on that game because that's going to be some intense stuff right there. And they're already putting out commercials about it. I love it.
Didn't we bet Canada like last year, year before on some like international competition?
No, it was the All-Star.
It was for it.
They didn't do the All-Star break.
Was it like a 4-country challenge or something?
Yes, it was the Four Nations tournament. U.S. beat Canada in Canada, but then they played in Boston, and you took Canada because the U.S. was down a couple defensemen, and you were right. Canada won, and they won the tournament. You did.
That probably cost us 10,000 followers on that Instagram, but hey, we're giving out winners. Like I always said, bet against my mom. My mom, 89, great shape, Jeff. But if we're gonna have a running race, I'm gonna take anybody against her. Okay, so we're not pulling punches here. I hope America wins. I hope so. I hope Lindsey Vonn wins a gold medal. 41 years old, that'd be amazing. I don't know who's going to be there, but if Snoop Dogg isn't at the Winter Olympics, then America's not doing it right, Jeff. He was the greatest Olympic ambassador I've ever seen at those Paris Olympics. We need to get that guy back there. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to hit up the Olympic committee and see if we can get our legal team on that too. We need Snoop Dogg there.
That's right. You ready for the top 5?
Jeff, but I didn't put him on the top 5, but I know, you and I believe your brother is a Premier League guy, if I'm correct.
He is.
I haven't put this out because I'm still hesitant and a little gun shy. Manchester United, Jeff, fired their coach again. I almost burned my sweatshirt. I think I said I was going to do that, but I didn't. I lied. Hired Michael Carrick, Jeff, for our soccer Premier League fans out there. Michael Carrick played on the team, I think, 2 years ago. He's like Derek Jeter Yankee, prototype to Manchester United. They hired him. Temporary, they're saying. They end up beating Manchester and City, Arsenal back-to-back. Manchester United, number 4, Jeff, in the Premier League rankings, meaning they're looking to get into the big tournaments next year and the Champions League.
Didn't they get relegated last year?
No, Jeff. Bite your tongue. That would be. I mean,
I thought there was a match that
they were in the bottom half. I mean, it was the worst year we've had in 100 years, but not relegated. You got to be bottom 3.
Okay,
bottom 3 get relegated, and these actor guys that Wrexham. I don't know if you follow that. They're knocking on the door of moving up, Jeff, to getting into Premier League. So I think they're probably going to get it done, which is pretty amazing. I can't think of the 2 actors right now, the funny guy and the other guy.
Ryan Reynolds and
the guy from the Philly show. He just changed his name, I think. Changed his name. Guy's a strange dude. Anyway, throw money at it. You can cure a problem. And, Manchester United, we might start betting Premier League just to support them, Jeff. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get back to that one day.
All right. Top 5. Let's do it.
Jeff, the top 5 this week, we're going to have a theme. It's ridiculously cold. I'm on an island a little north of Cape May by Wildwood Lang City. Coldest 10 days, I believe, in 20 years, Jeff. Maybe ever. I don't know. A little bit of a thing. Number 5, Jeff. For a snow day, or even today, I'm not a big avocado guy. The wife made me avocado toast with the avocado slices on number 5, Jeff. The greatest bread, the sourdough bread. Sourdough bread goes with anything, Jeff. I'm going to eat some right now. How could you not? Fantastic. My wife tells me it's somewhat healthy. Whatever. Sourdough bread, number 5. Number 4, Jeff. My house was built in colonial times, I think. It's over 100 years old. The space heater. Without the space heater, Jeff, I don't think my pipes would be working right now. And we're getting 15 below wind chills on a beach island. These houses weren't made for that, Jeff. So we need, I don't know what we need. We need some warm air blowing in. Space heater, whoever invented them, fantastic. You got to be careful. Don't leave them plugged in when you're not here. I plug it in, I just stare at it, Jeff. I don't trust it, but that thing puts out some good heat. Number 3, Shane Gilgeous-Alexander. Just talking about him. I honestly don't think we've had a player with his athleticism really since Michael Jordan. A guy that can, kind of take control of a game. I mean, he can get to the bucket in a way that's more athletic than I've seen a guy. Even Kobe, I think Shane Gilgeous-Alexander a little bit of a better player than Kobe. I know that's insulting. Rest in peace, Kobe. But 32 points a game, 6 assists, 4.5 rebounds. The guy cannot be stopped, Jeff. This team, I believe, is on a mission. 39-10 right now, first in the West. I think the Thunder going to be very difficult to beat. Number 3, Shane Gilgeous-Alexander, a Canadian, I believe. So props to Canada. They even have good basketball out there, Jeff. Number 2, snow plows and the people that drive them. I'm out in the snow this weekend. We end up getting, 7 or 8 inches or something on, Sunday? We're shoveling, which I enjoy a little bit, Jeff. Got to be careful. My wife and I like getting out there. We're mountain people. Plow guy comes up. He instead of plowing my driveway in, he angles the truck to help clean the driveway. Brought him out a case of beer, Jeff. Him and the guys, they deserve it. Take care of your plow drivers. Dangerous job. A lot of dangerous conditions out there. Who invented the plow? I don't know. Man, I don't know. It's a farm guy or whatever. I love the plow, Jeff. I've been to countries that don't have plows. They don't drive. I don't know what the hell they're doing there. Love plows. Love the workers. And number 1, I doubted this guy. I'm going to eat my words a little bit here. Sam Darnold, Jeff, a guy who everybody doubted, thought his career was over, has a good year in Minnesota. They dump him. What vindication for the guy to be fired from Minnesota Vikings for stupid J.J. McCarthy and then come back and end up in the Super Bowl with Seattle. I never would have predicted it. 25 touchdowns, 14 picks. That's a lot, but 25 touchdowns over 4,000 yards passing. The guy's won, big game after big game. Number 1, Sam Darnold, 14 wins. I don't know if we're going to pick him, though, Jeff. We're going to have to punch these numbers. We'll see.
That's a good top 5. Hey, Sam Darnold is only one of 2 quarterbacks that's ever won 14 games back-to-back. That was Tom Brady and Sam Darnold. So keep
really impressive stuff. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went to college, but this kid's been well trained.
USC. He was a USC Trojan.
Great organization, Jeff. This sourdough, though, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Get on it, America. I don't know where they invented that either, but it's great price, Jeff. Fantastic.
He's got his mouth full. I'm going to finish up the show. Make sure you check out Pez'sPicks.com. Check us out on social media, wherever you get your social media, at Pez's Picks. Pez, enjoy whatever you're doing this weekend, and we'll talk next week. Take it easy.